Good morning, all of you. Let us start our today's class. In the previous class, we have discussed regarding single phase rectifiers, fully rectifier and half wave control rectifier fed to separately excited DC motor. And in this today's class, we are going to study the three phase rectifiers, that is only three phase full wave rectifier, not the half wave. So how the three-phase fully controlled rectifier is going to be applied for a separately excited DC motor drive, right? All of you, I am requesting you mute yourself. If I am asking any question to you, then you can unmute and say the answer. And from the last class, we know that single-phase full-wave rectifier is going to be operate in two quadrants. Is it right? That means we are saying full-wave rectifier is two-quadrant drive. Two quadrant operating rectifier. Can you say what are these two quadrants? Anyone? Can you reply? What are the two quadrants in which the full wave rectifier is going to operate?
1 and 4, ma'am.
Exactly, 1 and 4. And now our present topic is I am applying three-phase fully controlled rectifier. Can you guess in how many quadrants this rectifier is going to operate? The three-phase rectifier is going to be operate in which quadrants? Can you guess? What are the quadrants? Please mute yourself. I am getting some disturbance. Listen, a single phase fully controlled rectifier is operating 1 and 4 quadrants. Similarly, whether it is a single phase or three phase, just a full wave rectifier is going to be operate in first and 4 quadrant. That is the simple reason. So even though it is a three phase rectifier, again it is going to operate 1 and 4 quadrants. So again we are calling it as a two quadrant drive. So see the statement here. Three phase fully converters are used in industrial applications up to 1500 kilowatt drives. It is a two quadrant converter. So remember, two quadrant converter means it is a fully controlled rectifier. But the main difference is if it is a three phase, we are going to use for large power consumption drives. That is high industrial applications you are going to use. Where it has a single phase, you are going to use a minimum, that is medium range of applications. And in this topic also, you are going to explain the circuit operation and you have to explain how the output voltage V0 is going to be appeared for different firing angles and what are the relations between torque and speed characteristics of your drive. Etc. topics has to be discussed here. 263, mute yourself. So it is a three-phase fully controlled rectifier. That's why we are using 6 thyristors. These 6 thyristors are connected in a bridge pattern and named as T1, T2, T3, T4, T5 and T6. And you have to explain the current flowing paths for each phase. Listen, you can't explain the 3 phases at a time. You have to explain RY phase, YB phase and RB phase. And in each phase, you have to explain the current flowing path and during that particular phase, how many thyristors are going to be conducted. And during that phase, is there any possibility of getting output voltage or not? Just like that, you have to explain. Okay, right? My voice is clearly audible to you now? If you please respond.
Yes,
My voice is audible to you or not? So can I continue?
continue, ma'am.
Okay. So first of all, can anyone please respond? During RY phase, that means during each phase, how many thyristors are going to be conducted here? We have overall 6 thyristors. You have to explain for 3 phases. For each phase, how many thyristors are going to be conducted?
2, madam.
2 thyristors. And is there any possibility that one thyristor can combine the working of another 2 thyristors? Is there any combination like that or not? My question is clear to you or not? Is there any possibility for a single thyristor to work together with other two thyristors? So I will answer the question for this. Just listen. For RY phase, what are the thyristors to be conducted? For RY phase means T1, and what is another thyristor? Can you guess? RY phase, that is this phase. During this phase, how many thyristors are going to be conducted? Already you say that for each phase, two thyristors are going to be conducted. So T1, our separately excited DC motor drive. And next, you are focusing on Y phase. That means T6. T6 is going to be operated. And back to Y phase. During RY phase, just I am writing here, during RY phase, thyristors T1 and T6 are going to be operated. Is it right? Will you please respond?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Next, during YB phase, which thyristors are going to be conducted?
3, 2.
3 and 2.
2.
Just wait. During Y and B phases, thyristors T3 and T2 are going to be work together. And during RB phase, how many thyristors will work? Again, two thyristors. What are these two thyristors? R and B. R and B.
1, 2, madam.
Again, T1 and T2. Okay, no problem. Actually, you have 6 combinations here. Can you see other 3 combinations?
3, 2.
3, 2, that
5,
is
4.
T5. Just wait. T4. Next one is. Okay, right?
T3, T2. Okay, అయిపోయింది కదా మ్యామ్.
T3
T1,
is over. T1.
T1, T2.
T1, T2 is already over.
Okay, ma'am. T3, T4.
T3, T4, right? T4 and T3, right? Next.
T5,
The last
T6.
combination is there.
T5, T6.
T5, T6, exactly. So, for 3 phases, you have 6 combination of working thyristor. Listen, actually, this is the positive group of thyristors. Upper one is positive group of thyristors, and lower group of thyristors are known as negative group of thyristors. Listen and remember, each thyristor in positive group has 2 working combinations with negative group of thyristors. I am repeating the statement. Each thyristor in positive group has 2 working combinations with the negative group of thyristors. It is the first statement we have to remember. And the second statement is, we can call it as the arm. That means each in the bridge, each phase is considered as each arm. That means in this circuit, we have 3 arms. Any 2 thyristors in a single arm can't be worked together at a time. Again, I am repeating, any 2 thyristors in a single arm cannot be worked together. These are the 2 statements we have to remember. So you can easily guess the working combinations. If you consider T1, and T1 cannot work with the combination of T4. That means T1 and T4 cannot work at a time. So the working combinations are T1, T6, T1 and T2. Check the combinations. T1, T6. Yeah, we are getting one combination. T1 and T2. Yes, you are getting second combination. Just the circuit T1, T6 and T1, T2. And next one, when we are considering second thyristor in your positive group, that is T3, T3 will not work with T6. So the possible combinations are T3, T4 and T3, T2. T3, T4, yeah, you are getting this. And T3, T2, yes. There are another two combinations here. And next we are considering our last thyristor T5 in the positive group. And again, T5 does not work with the combination of T2. So T5 will combine with T6 and T4. That is T5, T4 and T5, T6. Okay, all of you, it is very clear to you or not? How a positive group thyristor is going to be worked with another thyristor in the negative group. Is it clear to you or not? Please respond. Can I explain again or it is clear to you?
Yes, ma'am. Clear, ma'am.
So I am going to continue. So like this, you have to explain the working combination of each thyristor with other group of thyristors. Then just wait, I will avoid these annotations. Right. So up to now, we have seen the working combinations of thyristors and how the current is flowing. That means whenever the thyristors T1 and T6 are working together, then you have to explain the current flowing path. That means the current will consider the path of R phase T1, RA, LA, motor, back to T6 and back to supply Y. Just like this, for each phase, you have to explain the current flowing path. And whenever these two thyristors are working, you're going to get some voltage and you can call the voltage appearing across the thyristor as V0. That is the output voltage. Remember, the output voltage always for the rectifier is DC. So VDC here you are getting. And the output of the rectifier is going to be fed to a DC separately excited motor. That's why we are calling it as VA. Remember, again I am saying V0 is always equal to VA here. That means you have to find V0 also. That is indirectly you have to calculate VA. And before going to that, initially you have to explain the corresponding waveforms of three-phase fully controlled rectifier at different firing angles. And first of all, tell me what is the minimum firing angle required to operate a three-phase fully controlled rectifier? Actually, is there any minimum angle required? So initially we are saying that it is a two quadrant, right? That's why we are drawing here quadrant diagram. It is going to be operate in first and fourth quadrants. Can you say the answer? What is the minimum firing angle required to operate a fully controlled rectifier, especially in three phase?
30 degrees, ma'am.
Is it 30 or 60? It is going to be varied from half wave to full wave. We are discussing a three phase half wave rectifier or full wave rectifier? Three phase full wave rectifier. Always remember, it is the key point for us whenever you are going to deal the power electronics or study. Minimum firing angle required for a three phase half wave rectifier is 30 degrees. Whereas you are going for full wave rectifier, the minimum angle is, what is that? Can you guess? Can you guess what is that? For an half wave rectifier, I am saying it is 30. For full wave, what is the value?
60, yeah, madam.
60. Exactly. Half wave, just in a normal point of view, listen, half wave rectifier is nothing but a full wave rectifier is nothing but combination of two half wave rectifiers. That means simply by connecting a two of your rectifiers in a correct pattern, you will get the full wave rectifier. Is it right or not? Student 4, tell me. So, for a three-phase rectifier, the minimum firing angle required is 60 degrees. And some person want to draw the output voltage at a firing angle of 60. That means from which firing angle we have to start to draw the output voltage? At the same firing angle 60, or you have to add any other angle?
60 madam.
Just listen, some person is asking to you to draw the output voltage of a three-phase rectifier, that is full wave rectifier, at a firing angle of 60 degrees. He has given the value of 60. And in your waveforms, from which angle you have to start to draw the output voltage? Same at 60 or at another angle?
Same at 60 madam.
Same at 60. Is there any other difference? You are saying that there is no difference. Anyone? Okay, listen. Already I have said that the minimum angle required for a three-phase full wave rectifier is 60 degrees. That means even though if there is no firing angle, you have to start the rectifier at an angle of 60. That is 60 degrees. I am writing here. It is the minimum angle required to conduct a full wave rectifier. But now what is the incident means? Some other person is asking to you to draw at an angle of 60. So he has given the angle of 60. And the minimum angle required is what? Another 60. That means at which firing angle the tyrist has to conduct?
120
at 60
degrees.
or 120?
120.
60 plus 60. That means already given firing angle is 60 to you. And you have to add the minimum firing angle. That is again 60. So that means overall you have to draw the output voltage from 120 firing angle onwards. Some in another instant, I have requested you to draw the output voltage at an angle of 30. Just I am giving the firing angle value as 30. That means at which firing angle you have to start the output voltage? At the same 30 angle. My question is clear to you or not?
Ma'am,
Could
could
you
you
please
ask again?
respond?
Could you ask again?
My voice is clear to you, or are you getting any disturbance? Whenever you are going to be interactive, then only you can learn the subject. If you keep listening, you are not going to learn that. So please respond. Here I am saying that starting firing angle is 60 and you have to add the minimum firing angle. Overall, you are getting 120 degrees firing angle. Some other person is giving you a firing angle of 30. That means at which firing angle you are going to start to draw the output voltage?
90 degrees, madam.
How you are getting 90?
Minimum firing angle 60 degrees and he has given 30 degrees, ma'am.
Exactly. The minimum firing angle is very good. I am giving the minimum firing angle is 60 and I am giving the firing angle as 30. So 60 plus 30 is 90. If I have given the firing angle as 90, then if I am giving the firing angle as 90, then what about the output voltage starting firing angle?
150, madam.
90 plus 60. That means for each given firing angle, you have to add another 60 degrees. That is the basic logic behind the waveform. So please observe the output voltage waveform clearly. And if you have any doubt, please ask me. I will explain how you are getting this voltage. Initially, I am not going to explain to you because already this topic is explained by me itself, in the power electronics. So please observe the waveform, and if anybody having any doubt, I will clearly explain to you. Right? So please see the waveform carefully. 233. Are you observing the waveform? 19 series 233. Please observe the waveform carefully.
Madam,
Yes.
madam, for full wave minimum firing angle is 60 degrees, madam.
Yes.
Then in power electronics, you said that it was 30 degrees for full wave or half
Listen,
wave,
listen.
ma'am.
For a three-phase off-wave rectifier, the minimum firing angle required is 30. For
Okay,
a
for full
three-phase
wave.
full-wave rectifier, it is going to be 60. Okay.
Okay. Okay, madam.
Okay. So
Thank you,
for
ma'am.
our present angle 60, please observe this waveform. If you have any doubt, I will explain. I will give just a fraction of seconds to you. Can I explain or can I continue?
Explain it once, ma'am.
For all of you. Is it clear or I have to explain? Respond yourself.
Explain చేయండి ma'am.
Okay, right. I will explain the output voltage for you. Just wait. With the help of input voltage only, you're going to get the output voltage. Okay, right. I am saying that it is the output voltage for a firing angle of 60, right? That means you have to draw the output voltage at which angle?
120 degrees.
120 degrees. So first of all, observe each positive off cycle in your input voltage. First of all, observe this Y phase. I am moving with my cursor. Please carefully observe. From this, what is 120 degrees? That means this is VY. Right? So 120 is this now. Just think it once. For each wave, please indicate 120 degrees with a cross mark or with a dot. For your visualization, I am indicating with cross mark. But whenever on paper, indicate with a dot. It is 120 or not? It is 180, it is 90, 90 plus 30, 120 plus 30, 150 plus 30, 180. Is it right? Okay, if it is not clear to you, then I will take a complete off wave just like this. It is complete positive off cycle, is it right? RY phase. Please observe the phase R and Y. It is complete off wave cycle, is it right or not?
Yes, madam.
Yes. Observe the screen carefully. I am saying it is the angle of 120, is it right? I am indicating with cross mark. It is 90, peak point. Another 3 points, 120, 150 and 180. 261. Do you want to say anything? 19 series 261. Is it 120 or not?
Yes, madam.
So, just what I have done is, in just a first positive half cycle, I have indicated an angle of 120. So for the consecutive, all the positive half cycles indicate 120 degrees angle. That is, for another half is the 120, and for another it is the 120, and for another positive half cycle is the 120, and for another it is 120, and again for another it is 120, and again for another, I think so this is 120 exactly. Yeah, this is 120. Think it once, is it right or not like that? Just observe the cross points indicated by me in the input waveform. That means for each positive half cycle, that means in each phase, you have to indicate 120 degrees firing angle. Then only we are able to draw the output voltage. Up to now, it is clear to you? Is it clear to you or not?
మేడం
Yes.
కుడ్ యూ సే అంటే T4 T5 ఆన్ అయ్యాయని T5 T6 ఆన్ అయ్యాయని అవి ఎలా చెప్పండి ఒకసారి చెప్పండి.
So just wait. Whenever, first of all, I am taking this positive half cycle, right? In this positive half cycle, that is BRY, right? Actually, you can't naming this thyristor initially. You have to start from 0 onwards. R phase VR with respect to Y. Next R phase with respect to B. First of all, I am telling with respect to voltage names. Then I will say about thyristor names. Is it okay? Is it okay?
ఓకే మ్యామ్.
Yes. First of all, you have to take R phase. R combination is RY, RB. Next, you have to take Y phase. RYB. Y with respect to next combination is YB. And next Y with respect to R. And next you have to consider the B phase. Why? Because R is first phase, Y is second phase, and third is B. And with respect to B, go for first one. Just I am right here. Then it will be clear. It will be very clear to you. R, Y, and B. Just observe your screen. R is going to make a combination with Y, R, Y. R is going to make another combination with B, R, B. Okay. Next, you have to go in clockwise direction. That means Y is going to make a combination with B, and next it is going to make a combination with R, Y, B, and R like this. Okay. Next, when we are coming with B phase, again go to clockwise direction. B is making a combination with R, and B is next going to make a combination with Y. Is it okay?
ఓకే మ్యామ్.
So you are giving the names corresponding voltages. Then we have to say the thyristors working for you. That means just observe the screen. For RY voltage, what are the thyristors are going to be operate for you? Just observe the screen. You are saying that they are T5 and T6. Is it right? I am underlining the corresponding duration. Initially, we are considering RY phase, and he is saying that thyristors T5 and T6 are working together. Just we will go and check. Okay. RY phase 5 and 6 thyristors. Just wait.
మ్యామ్
Just wait. RY phase. Across check here. R and Y. Thyristors 5 and 6 are going to work together. Just wait. RY. Duration is T5 and T6. Just wait. There is a
పక్కన
small mistake here. Whenever you are considering the RY phase, what are the thyristors actually going to conduct? R
One
and Y. RY means
1 6.
1 and 6 thyristors. There is a small mistake in the waveforms, but don't consider that. According to our explanation only, you have to write the numbering. For RY phase, thyristor T1 and T6 are going to be worked together. There is a small
Madam,
mistake in the
wave correction, madam.
Just tell me.
వేవ్ కరెక్టే మేడం. అంటే విఆర్వై ఫేజ్ కి 120 డిగ్రీస్ నుంచి చూస్తే T1 T6 దాని పక్కన ఉంది కదా మేడం.
Just
అక్కడి నుంచే
listen.
కదా మేడం అవుతుంది.
Actually, here there are 6 combinations are there. You are not explaining with respect to T1 or T2 or T3.
ఎస్
right?
మేడం. విఆర్వై
Here,
ఫేజ్ 120 డిగ్రీస్ నుంచి కండక్ట్ అవుతుంది కదా మేడం.
yes.
అక్కడ నుంచి స్ట్రైట్ లైన్ చూసుకుంటే T1 T6 కాంబినేషన్ వచ్చింది కదా మేడం.
Actually, you are saying that from this instant only. Just wait, I will annotate for you. Actually, in this full phase, 120 is here. Is it right?
ఎస్ మేడం.
So, from this onwards, we are saying that T1 and T6 are going to be working together.
ఎస్.
But T1 and T6 are comes under which phase?
విఆర్బి.
Actually, in RB phase, which thyristors are going to be working together? In our general sense, not according to the firing angles.
ఆర్వై మేడం.
In RB means corresponding thyristors are going to be differ for you. That is, just go back.
ఎస్ మేడం.
RB
I mean,
means
1 2.
thyristors T1 and T2 are going to be work together.
Yes.
So there will be a confusion for you. Because of that one, do a small thing, that is irrespective of firing angle, please represent corresponding thyristors. That means for R phase, make a arrow like this, and for Y phase and for B phase. Whenever you are observing your textbooks, an indication will be like this. What he is saying that in R phase, which thyristor is going to be work together, and Y phase, which thyristor, for B phase, which thyristor. Here it is T1, here it is T3, here it is T5. An indication is existing like this only, and no need to write these thyristors like this, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Just you can indicate the working thyristors of corresponding phase. That is enough to you. No need
Okay.
of writing working thyristors. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So we will continue in the next class. Why? Because time is lagging, and I will going to explain this waveform clearly. Then I will go back. Actually, crossing points are somewhat, yeah. These are the crossing points. Please observe the crossing points. And what our next work is, you have to join all these crossing points with a straight line from 0. Just add the crossing points from the horizontal line, that is reference line. It is the firing angle indication, and from the firing angle indication with respect to horizontal line, we are drawing a line. And join all these points with a input waveform reference. Are you getting the waveform like this or not? మీకు కింద waveform ఎలా చూపించారు అలాగే ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అవుతుందా అవట్లే చెక్ చేసుకోండి ఒకసారి.
Yes, ma'am.
జస్ట్ ఒక నిమిషం వెయిట్ చేయండి.